Hi guys, welcome to another live trading video by Optionables. My name is Saket and today we are going to review the trades taken on 25th of May 2021. So today we had a loss of somewhere close to 50,000 rupees and market was completely V-shaped today. So it started up high, came down and later recovered. And in a V-shaped move, for the system we follow, we will end with loss and that is inevitable. And you can make small adjustments to try to make sure that you cut down your loss, and that is what we did today. I will also explain what adjustments we did today. So overall we ended with a 50,000 rupee loss, and I'm going to show you what exactly happened. And since many of you like the chart which I showed yesterday, so I have also used more of charts to explain what exactly happened. And I hope you guys are liking the content on this channel. Please do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, because we want to be as transparent as possible with our followers, and we want to show how trading journey is. It is not going to be a linear journey where you're going to have consistent profits. You're going to have profits and losses, but over time you will definitely end positive. So today was the day where we had a loss of 50,000. So we are going to see what exactly happened and how we ended with a loss of 50,000. So without adjustments, the loss would be somewhere around 1 lakh to 1,25,000. But thanks to the adjustments, we could recover some amount and we ended with a loss of 50,000. So we will exactly see how we ended up with a loss of 50,000. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome to another live video. So today we have a loss of around 50,000. So I'll just include the brokerage also, and we'll straight away start with entering in the Excel sheet. So minus 55,000. 5,000 I have included for brokerage and other charges. So you can see that yesterday we had 120, today we have a 55,000 loss, and that's the reason I told it won't be that easy to achieve 3%, because you are going to have days when you are going to have losses as well as profits. Right, since many of you liked the charts yesterday, we are going to do both video as well as charts. So first I'll be moving on to the video and showing you what exactly happened, then we'll come back to the charts. So here I move on to the video and you can see it's almost 10:06. We have taken our first entry and we have placed the stop loss. So you can see here we have shorted 34,900 CE and 34,900 PE. So we shorted this because the premiums were matching. So now I'll go back to the chart and show that to you. So if I go back to the chart and put a 5-minute chart, so at 10 o'clock, so you can see that the market was around 34,800, but we did 34,900 because I'll tell you why. So market was around 34,800. The premiums of 34,800 C and PE weren't matching, so it was very odd, like something like 390 and 290. So PE was around 290 and CE was around 390. So the premiums weren't matching at all. So we thought of doing 34,900 where the premiums were much more matched. So premiums there were somewhere around 340 as well as 340. So we got around this range. So that's the reason at 10 o'clock you can see here we took a 34,900 CE and PE straddle. And let me go a little ahead. So today is a big recording. We have 4 hours 51 minutes recording. Now it's almost 11:04, which means it's 1 hour past our entry time and nothing much has happened till now. So neither the PE has hit the stop loss nor the CE has hit the stop loss, and the market has come down quite a lot. So you can see that we had shorted somewhere over here and the market at 11 o'clock has come to here. There's a fall of somewhere close to 150 points from here to here, and you can see that even though the market has fallen 150 points, the stop loss is not yet triggered. So neither the CE leg has hit the stop loss nor the PE leg has hit the stop loss. So I'll keep this chart side by side, so it will give us a better idea of what exactly is happening. So at this point we are somewhere over here, 11:10. So here you can see what exactly happens is I feel that okay, the market is trying to break 600, and in case if 600 is broken, then my PE leg will hit the stop loss. So here we have the PE leg and PE leg will hit the stop loss. So what I do is I just buy another PE leg as a hedge. So you can see that I am buying 34,200 as a hedge, and right after it triggers the stop loss, I am going to give away my PE also. Right, at this point somewhere it triggers the stop loss, and right after this triggers the stop loss, I am going to sell the other hedge leg also. So you can see that I have sold my other hedge leg also, and so overall I have a loss of somewhere close to 9,000 rupees. So even though this has hit the stop loss, the loss is just 9,000 rupees because this leg has given me 11,000 rupees profit. Here what happens is we weren't expecting a lot of downfall from here. We didn't expect it to break 500 only, to be honest, because there was lot of put OI built up. So that's the reason what we did. We went even farther away. So let me just open the charts. Right, so our first entry was made somewhere over here. So at this point the stop loss got triggered and I shorted 34,000 PE. So why I shorted 34,000 PE? This is one of the adjustments and I'll tell you why exactly I did that. So when this hit the stop loss, you saw that I was not in a big loss. So I had just a loss of around 9,000 rupees and the CE was trading around 230 rupees. Okay, 230 rupees, and this was trading around 110 rupees. So 34,000 PE was trading around 110 and CE was trading around 230. So you can see that I have still maintained my negative bias. I haven't completely covered this up. I am still maintaining the bias, but along with that what I have done is, in case if there is a small bounce back like this, so this we didn't know was coming, but it came. So in case if there is a bounce back, then this PE leg will be helping us save some money. So that was the entire logic. But in case if it had continued to come down like this, so then this 230 leg would have become somewhere close to say around 160, and this also would have become around 160. So here I would have lost around 50 points. So this is negative 50 points, and from this decay I would have got somewhere around 70 points. So the entire idea was this: if the fall continues, I will anyways recover all the losses because the CE is at 230 and PE is at 110. But if there's a bounce back, so instead of losing huge money, because if there's a V-shaped move, I'll be losing quite a lot of money. Instead of that, this leg will be saving me lot of money. So that was the entire idea behind taking this trade. So we further move ahead in the trade. As the market continues to go up, we shift from 34,000 PE to 34,200 PE. So I'll just show that to you as well. So we move from 34,000 PE to 34,200 PE. So you can see that this is at 260, this is at 130. And we don't make any adjustments after this till 1 o'clock because we have one more entry at 1 o'clock. As we move towards 12:45, you can see that our M2M is still negative 21,000 and we still have the same position. Nothing is changed. So same position is there. Here also we have the same position. And here I enter the Nifty trade. So I do a short strangle in Nifty, 4,000, 4,500 quantity. At 1 o'clock, I make one more entry. So you can see 34,700 and 34,700. Market was around 34,700 itself. So I'll show you at 1 o'clock. So that is here, somewhere over here, we have shorted 34,700 calls and 34,700 puts. So this is the short straddle which we do, and we keep the stop loss for both. So we keep stop loss for CE as well as we keep the stop loss for PE. But this move turns out to be a disaster because there is a complete V-shaped move. You can see that after 1 o'clock trade, the market completely falls and then it goes up. So in such cases, in this video, I'll be showing what are the simple adjustments you can make. We further move ahead in the trade. Here you can see Nifty 15,200 puts has triggered the stop loss, but here 700 CEPE, it's still not triggered the stop loss, but here the puts of 15,200 has triggered the stop loss. Again, I will use the same logic what I used for my Bank Nifty trade. So you can see that this is at 43 rupees. So what I do is my call is at 43 rupees, hence I short something trading at around 20 rupees. So here I short Nifty which is trading around 19 rupees. So this is at 44, this is at 19. So you can quite clearly see that same logic what I explained in the morning, what I did for Bank Nifty. So in case if the move continues in the same direction, it is going to give you profits. In case if it reverses, it is going to cut down your loss. So you can see that I have gone to 15,000 PE, and the stop loss for Bank Nifty is not yet triggered. So it is still trading around 333, 333. So here is when our stop loss gets triggered on the put side. So you can see the time here also. It is 13:44 and the stop loss gets triggered at this point. And as the stop loss gets triggered here, what we end up doing is, I'll just show that to you. So you can see that I haven't done anything. I'm still maintaining the same bias. I had a negative bias from the morning because the CE was trading at 250 and PE was trading at CE was trading at 250, PE was trading at 110. So now with my current positions, so you can see that I had a gap of almost 140 points, and even now you can see that it's more or less the same. So I have 170 rupees plus 250 rupees of calls, and plus I have another 210 rupees of puts. So which means totally I have around 210 worth of imbalance on the call side. We almost approached 2 o'clock and here we are at a negative of almost 45,000 to 50,000. So we are trading around this range, and if the market falls, absolutely there is no harm because we are going to make some good money. So the only problem is if the market bounces back severely, and that's what exactly ended up happening. So here you can see that I tried to bring some balance in put by shorting a 300 rupee call, 350 rupee put. So I'm trying to strike a small balance between puts and calls by shorting a 300 rupee call and 360 rupee put. And from here we got this particular bounce, and this triggered the stop loss on the call side for 2 o'clock trade, and 1 o'clock trade there was a complete V-shaped move which hurt us quite a lot. So around this time is when the market starts to bounce, and you can see that we reach a negative of 1,25,000. So it also goes to 1,40,000. Keep a focus on here as the market started to bounce back up. So there was some imbalance happening. This had triggered the stop loss. I started shorting more of 34,200 puts. See, you have only 1,000 quantity right now, and as I move ahead I short 3,000 and make it 4,000 quantity of puts as the market started to bounce back up, because we had lot of calls present. So that's the reason I started shorting more of put, and we finally come to a point where we have a 67,000 loss, and I decide to book everything at this point. Right, so here we book everything, and this was around 14:52. Everything gets booked at 67,000 loss. So now I'd mentioned we made 50,000 loss. So how did we recover this 17,000? I'm going to show one more video which we took later on. We took one more small trade after 3 o'clock, which I'm going to show that to you now. So this was the trade which we took after 3 o'clock. So we had 67,000 loss. You can see here I have shorted 34,700 calls, 34,600 puts, 2,000 quantity each, and I also end up shorting Nifty. So you can see that now our MTM goes to minus 72,000, and I have shorted this, and I don't add or exit any positions. I'll hold it till almost 1522. So around 1522 I come out of all the positions. You can still see I have the same positions remaining. So it gave us a good amount of theta decay towards the end, and from 67,000 we came to negative 50,000. So this was the total loss which we booked. So we have accounted another 5,000 rupees for brokerage. So all put together we ended with a 55,000 negative. If you see the market, it was a complete V-shaped move. So the market first fell here, and again towards the end there was a complete bounce back. So it was a V-shaped move over here towards the end, but we were able to manage the risk because we started shorting puts at these levels, and that's the reason we were able to manage. If we had held the same position till the end, the profits would have been even greater. But so that's the idea of trading, that is, you cut down your losses small, so when you make profit you are going to recover quite a lot of money. If I don't manage my risk very well, then I am going to have a very hard time. So this is, again, we keep focusing on risk management and position sizing, why it is very important. And today this was the trade, and I hope you guys got to learn something from this and you liked the video. See you soon in the next video.